All right, welcome back to the National Championship Festival. My name is Brian Kelly alongside Doug Cross. We've got another great game coming up here on Field 1 just in front of the Gerald McGavin Pavilion. We've got the Ontario 1 versus BC 2 in the Cup round robin stage. U16 boys. Let's take you through BC 2 roster. Keaton Armstrong, Kyle Joe, and Sam Turner in the front row. Dunevald and Deroyne in the second row. Gamracy, Gray, and Moishuk in the back row. Tucker Harrison, Prevost, and Lee. Carl Smith, Miller, Thand, Justin Quento, and Cody Kelleher. That's the roster for BC2. Now looking at Ontario 1, Colton Bates, Daniel Cooper, Andrew Maltman, Connor Arnsby, Miles Fullerton, McMaster, Oxford Rutten, pardon me. There's some interesting handwriting in some of these.
That's Owen Rattan, I think. Are you talking about Ontario 1's lineup?
Yeah, Owen Rattan,
yeah.
Will Chandler, Matt Yee, Jack McRogers, Andrew Wilson, Patawa Chinoda, is that correct?
Yeah, no, it's Puyai Chinoda.
Shinoda, okay.
Yeah.
Josh Gills-Ince.
Josh Giles-Ince.
Giles-Ince, okay.
And that's Pallage, Miguel Pallage, and Griffin Webster. I'll just finish them off here. Matt Spanton, Oscar Berquist, Alan Kelsey, Aiden Foley, and Danny Shields.
All right, so going from left to right on your screen will be BC2 wearing the white and blue. And Ontario 1 will be in the red with white shorts going from right to left.
So, folks, I had to break down and buy a hoodie over at the old tuck shop there, Deanna Ahe's store on site, because it's kind of chilly this afternoon.
It's a bit of a nice change for some of these athletes. I bet they've been. This is what, the third day.
And I want to look
Day
a little bit like
4.
Todd Silverthorne. You know, he's got the look with this hoodie. So
Day 4 of competition here at the National Championship Festival. It's a lot of rugby to be played over 1 week, 5 games in 5 days for these young athletes, and we're starting to see some of them getting tired, and where the real high-performance athletes are stepping up as we have the start of this game. Ontario 1 with the ball kicked into play, taken by BC, but turned over. Ontario ball now just outside the 22. Scrum half popping it out. Forwards driving it in.
We have Karen Lozada refereeing, and we'll have her comments that you can hear along with this broadcast. So that'll be nice to hear what's going on out there.
Matt Yee, the scrum half, gets taken in. Now the forwards go to work, driving the ball forward. Ontario has numbers out right. Decided to keep using the forwards as they march it down.
Bates did well.
Yee spinning it out, popping it back inside.
Whoa!
Hockey tackle there.
Let's
That was
listen.
by Nick Gamracy.
Right here, sir.
Was the one that laid a bit of a hockey tackle there. Didn't wrap, and penalty awarded to Ontario 1. And it looks like they will go for points.
Trying to pick up referee Lozada there. I think we're hearing her now.
So, no, Ontario looks like they're just going to go with a quick tap, pop it to one of the big forwards, the hooker, as he barges his way forward. Good run there by Daniel Cooper. Ontario with options out left. Yee to the number 10. He goes himself. He gets taken down.
Rogers of Newmarket.
No obstruction there as they bowl over the line, but it was held up, so the defense of BC2 staying strong. So it's this one-way traffic so far with Ontario 1 winning the ball off the opening kickoff and just parking themselves down in BC territory.
Listen to the instructions
Long
that
binds, okay,
she'll
not on
give.
the shoulders, on the backs, okay? Wait for the set, all right? Okay, when it's pulled. On the pull, yep. Same thing. Okay.
The players getting some clarification there.
Touch. Set. Hold the drive.
And Ontario now with the run from a number 8, and he looks to dive over. Referee still hasn't put her hand up to signal the try yet. And yes, now she has. That was a run from the number 8. Will Chandler just took it from the back of the scrum and bowled over 2 players to score the first points of this game, with the conversion coming from Jack McRogers.
So good start here by the crew from Ontario 1, and you know, against this BC team, you got to start early and start piling up the points, because they're a dangerous team and can come back and you know, catch you from all different parts of the field if you're not staying on top of your game. But you got to build up your bank account, as it were, early, so that you're not chasing the game against these guys.
Conversion attempt coming from McRogers. High chip shot. Had the pitching wedge out for that one, and is good. So 7-0 Ontario 1, leading BC 2 in the cup rounds of U16 boys. Just over 3 minutes gone in this first half. We'll see what BC 2 can come up with.
Get all these guys back another yard. So they can run on, eh? If they're uptight, they can't run on.
So yeah, really, that was in the opening stage. There was all Ontario with possession. So you know, let's see what BC can do if they can get this ball back. That's the big issue.
Ball up in the air now, taken well by the Ontario player. Yee to the number 8, the try scorer. That's Chandler.
6 out.
Yee spinning it out to McRogers. He pops it. Big tackle there by one of the BC players.
Josh Giles ends up, had that shot above his head for sure.
This ball looks like it's still up for grabs, and one of the BC players picks it up. Moving forward as they readjust, now on offense, first time this game. Spinning it out. Tucker Harrison. Out, BC has numbers. Pop it over the top, the big man on the outside, that's Colton DeRubin. And he's bowling down the left wing and dives over the line. Does he have enough?
John, I'm looking at you right.
Let's listen to Lozada.
Oh, sorry.
And a try is awarded, so good pace on the outside there.
Yeah, Darroway was the try scorer there. The big second row rumbled the whole way, and I think a couple of Ontario players went for the ride, but he was a big guy to bring down.
Good option there by, I think it was the outside center, or the one of the centers anyways, had, you know, one guy to beat, and he just popped it up and over the top. Can sometimes be a risky play if they pick it off and run it back all the other way.
They spotted they had the numbers out wide and had to, you know, good percentage play out that way.
So BC answering back with a very difficult conversion attempt on the far left-hand side of the field.
Yeah, you're on right now.
That's Brenning Provost that'll take this touchline conversion here. Some of the BC kickers have been pretty impressive. Let's see if Provost is amongst that number. That's well struck, but just a bit low, and so score will stay 7-5.
That was the opposite conversion attempt from McRogers from Ontario. That was a low, hard line drive of a kick. And now BC down 5-7, about 6 minutes gone in this first half.
At the back. That's the guy at the end.
Another restart. That ball just lands. BC picking it up. Running by Drouin. And a good run there by the number 8. That's Mozichuk. And he gets taken down. BC at the 50 now. Picking and going in the forwards. Popping it off the back. Now Mozichuk pops it out. Now second man. BC playing with a bit of urgency. Trying to keep that ball alive. Running hard now.
Kyle Joe had that, and now it's your flanker, Gramercy.
Good pace on the outside. BC breaking tackles here. Good support off the ball.
Heads out now,
Well, look at
Red.
how
Back up.
dangerous these BC backs are every time they touch the ball.
And a good run there. I believe that was the prop, number 1, as the ball gets over the line. But the
Flag up.
referee, the
Touch and goal, 22.
believe the ball went into touch, so the try is not awarded.
Well, now I don't know about that because, oh, it'll be, it's a touch and goal, 22-meter dropout, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Not over the and just make sure they're all behind you 10. Good.
So as we await the 22-meter dropout, score is still 7-5 Ontario over BC. The U16 boys here in the National Championship Festival. Picked up by Ontario. BC going down the left side. Keaton Armstrong taking the ball into contact nearing that left line.
From the back here.
Tucker Harrison spinning it out. Players calling for hot. They've got 2 guys on the outside. Good run now by the fullback as he bursts through the line with pace. That's Kelleher. Now BC 1 meter out.
Back. Good.
Taken hard there by the outside center. Does he have enough to get it down? I think he's just inches away from the try line. Trying to get that ball down.
Was just held up short of the line.
And ball is stolen by Ontario. Good defense by the boys in red.
Heads out right.
So cheeky steal right at the line by Ontario. Might get them out of jail here. Yee's tied up, though.
As the ball looks to have been taken back, so we might have a scrum 5 for BC.
Owen Rattan, the flanker there, just wrapping Yee up and carried him across the line. And I think Yee is feeling harshly treated there. He kind of got folded like a chair there, and he's all right now. I think they're young and wiry.
Almost 10 minutes gone in this first half. We'll have a scrum down. BC ball.
So Ontario's done well. It's scrambling close to the line. That's 2 instances where they've prevented BC in this trip down this end. Going touch and goal once and managed to steal that ball.
Stay behind the ball.
As the forwards secure possession from the number 8. And he dives over, but can he get the ball down? And it looks like the try is awarded. So that try goes to Ross Moseychuk. So BC, after getting scored on in that early play, answered back with 2 tries to take a 10-7 lead here with the conversion coming.
So Ontario will have to regroup a little and I think tighten things up around the edges. I think they got to play together just a little more because you're going to have to double team some of these big forwards that BC are featuring. And as much as I like to think you can go one-on-one, sometimes you've got to pair up. And one goes high and the other goes low, or one on each leg, or whatever you need to do.
Just reminding everyone that tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:15 Pacific, is the finals of the Nations Cup for Canada's women's 15s team, as they look to win their first ever Nations Cup title, taking on England, who they beat earlier in the tournament, their first game. That game, all the information there can be found on our website, rugbycanada.ca, as we await this conversion attempt. Struck well, but just pushing it a bit left, so the score remains 10-7, BC 2 over Ontario 1.
Matt, just make sure your guys on the rucks are on side, especially the blind side, okay? Thank you. Just say both, just so they know.
Almost 12 minutes gone in the first half.
I looked at this contest and knew it would be a dandy, and it's not disappointing in the early going.
Make sure that guy at the end's
I think
back.
the pace of BC has looked good after that initial score by Ontario.
You need to see the flankers going out and helping the wingers out there, I think, for the Ontario team on defense.
BC picking that ball up off of the restart now. Out to the fly half. to the centers. That ball is bobbled.
Knock there or no?
Went backwards, so play on.
Okay, thanks. Good. Strip. Get off your feet.
Ontario forwards with a great counter ruck there as they secure the ball. Now they've got numbers. Can they get it? That's number 14 as he gets around the outside. Good pace there as he stops and goes. Does he have enough? He looks like he put the ball down.
Well, listen to see what Lozada has to say. Try given.
Try awarded. That was a great individual effort there by Miguel Palish. He sort of did the stop-start and kept going, and he was sort of 1-on-3. What a great play there by that young number 14 from Ontario.
Yeah, I've seen him in a few games this week, and what he's got is really great footwork. You can tell that these guys are doing some ladder work, and that's the really short, choppy steps. And what that allows you to do is do a very quick change of direction while keeping your pace. And whoever's defending against you will usually get wrong-footed if you can, outguess them preemptively in terms of what step you're going to take.
12-5, Ontario 1 retakes the lead over BC 2 with 13.5 minutes gone in this first half as we await the attempt from Mick Rogers.
Mick Rogers actually attends school with my son Matthew in Newmarket, Ontario, so Maddie's been following him all week long.
As we have the sun starting to poke out here, you might be needing to take that sweater off.
I'm going to take it back. I never wore it. What are you talking about? It's a rental.
And that one just a bit to the left. So the score remains 12-10. Ontario 1 leading BC 2 here. National Championship Festival Day 4 from Vancouver, British Columbia.
I think this is going to be one of those games, Brian, that is decided by the clock more than anything else. You know, when the time runs out, whoever's in the lead, because it's just going to be a back and forth game. I think we'll have a lot of lead changes here.
High restart coming from BC, taken well there by the Ontario player.
Off his leg!
As he rolls out of one tackle.
7, don't.
That player from BC, miles offside, came from the side.
No, there's no need to turn this into something else. Okay, it's right here, sir. Right there. Just one step over. Yep. 7, offside. Go ahead.
So you can hear Lozada saying that it was the British Columbia flanker Ryan Gray that was offside there.
Guys,
and
you?
as with a lot of the games we've seen, as these players trying to creep around the edges of the rules, the referees will clamp down hard and the cards will fly.
Great line out by Ontario. Ball spun out now to the fly half. A little fake switch and decides to go himself. There goes the fly. Pops it over the top. Very Sevens-like play as we've got some pace on the outside. BC frantic to get back in defense. Good run here by Ontario. They're about 8 meters out.
Back here.
It was a good run by
Josh
Josh Alzin.
Sitting around beside each other as they give it back to the last try scorer, and he will get wrapped up and taken out of bounds there.
Relax,
so a great run by the fly half for Ontario. That's Mick Rogers.
Mick Rogers, then he got that out to Josh Giles Ince, and as you said, Pallage, just running out of space on the sideline there. They knew that they cannot give him any type of an open lane because he's a very quick runner. But be pressure time now here. Ontario jumpers want to steal this one, and they'll throw number 7, Owen Rattan, up there as a defensive jumper in that first spot. They're able to sky him high.
That ball over the top, picked up by Ontario. Taken in about 4 meters out, but we have a offside called. Penalty awarded to BC.
They ended up with the ball right there. Thanks.
Not a great touch-finding kick. It did take out the lawn chair on the side pretty good.
And don't come up
and there was a dog under there, poor thing. Lawn chair serving as a doghouse, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Do you want to make a sub for this guy or no?
So we'll have the BC lineup,
but
we're
make a sub. We're
really you probably would have wanted a bit of a longer touch finder there. They do have the ability to kick the ball.
Perfect. Play!
That ball off Rattan's hands, but no knock-on picked up.
Play moves on here, picked up by Kyle Joe, running in hard.
Hands off, 5.
Tara trying to hold him up. BC
Wait!
over the top to the fly half. Miscommunication now out to the 15. That's Kelleher. He breaks some ground.
It's fine, it was out.
Appears to have lost the ball though. Good pace there by the Ontario players. He picked it up and just scampers down on the outside. That was a quick turn of events. So just after Cody Kelleher makes a break, the ball pops free, and one of the Ontario players bursts it down the right wing to score. Score now 17-10 with the conversion coming from McRogers.
Thanks.
So the try scored by number 13 for Ontario, and that is Josh Giles-Ince, and we've called his name a number of times this weekend. He's a pretty powerful runner, just about set one up in the left corner a couple of minutes before that successful try. So I think BC a bit shocked by getting 2 tries scored on them in succession. Seeing a lot more fans here today as we got that conversion kick coming across the face of the post. Being a Saturday, a lot of fans weren't able to take off work during the week. A lot more folks around the place supporting the local kids, which is great to see. And other families just flying in for the weekend to see finals days.
And we, of course, have the Canadian Rugby Championship game, BC Bears against the Prairie Wolfpack, happening tonight at 7 p.m. So that'll sure bring in some gate as well. Very quality men's rugby action as we get the restart. Well taken again by that same player from Ontario.
Red!
Josh Giles-Ince, yeah. Miller Thine with the restart. Thought they might get underneath it, but Ontario keen to get to that ball.
And that ball looks to have been knocked on, I believe, so it'll be BC 2 put into scrum.
They're punching in the bottom of the rack. That's what it's done.
Okay, I didn't see that. Right here.
Let's listen to Lozada.
Hey, no tit for tat
Let's listen to Lozada as she gives the front row instructions.
Boys, keep that ONT rugby up, boys. No
Keep the
point,
binds
no
going.
point.
All right. Lozada's referee, Mike, cutting in and out. I think some of those boards are so big they just soak up radio waves.
When I say yes, 9, then you can put it in. I'm going to have a look for the binds first. Thanks. Conan, just keep an eye on binds there. Thanks. Don't obstruct him, okay? Thanks.
Yeah, he just went straight.
Yeah, okay. We're going to get our binds first, so don't put the ball in until I say. Thanks. Crouch. Touch. Set. Hold! Now 9. Stay up, stay up. Hold the drive. Good.
BC now with a quick chip over the top behind the winger. This ball's going to go too far.
Oh, big mistake by the winger, Palage. He could have let it go over the dead ball line. They would have had scrum back. Instead, it's a 22-meter dropout.
Make sure they're behind you, sir.
Might not have made it over the dead ball line, to be fair, but
Yeah,
there's that move where you can put your foot into touch over the dead ball line and then make contact with the ball at the same time.
Yeah.
Get them take a step so they can run.
He was maybe a meter away from being able to do that.
Back it up.
McRogers. High restart just outside.
Back
Couldn't
with
get
that.
a handle on it. That was
Yeah.
Duneveld just
fine,
on the
straight's fine.
sideline.
Yeah, we'll do the
Yeah, he's ruining his action there. Didn't knock it forward, but did knock it into touch. And so Ontario
Who's
with
out?
the
If
chance
you're out,
here,
you're out.
Daniel Cooper is
all the
going
way,
to throw
all
this
the
in.
way. Scrum cap, back.
Cooper. Great line out toss. Ontario Another fake switch by McRogers. He gets taken down immediately
Away,
by
white
his
hands!
opposing number.
Connor Arnsby in the second row there for Ontario doing a great job in the lineout.
Ball was out.
Ontario has about 9 players within about 5
Don't impede the ball.
5 to
Don't
10 feet of
impede.
each other.
Yeah, they may want to spread out a bit there.
And now BC, one possession. That's
Turner.
Sam Turner, he takes it in. He's rumbling on, the big man. Does he have enough? As
Away,
he
Red!
falls down just shy of the line.
Back foot.
Boy,
Good
I
run
thought he had
there
the
by
momentum there.
Ball
No!
over the line.
Held up, I think. Penalty.
Penalty has been awarded to Ontario for, I think, second movement.
Yeah, double movement at the line. He was on the ground, and then you're allowed to make one more move, but not another move after that. That's technically a triple movement if you want to get right on it.
Rubbing guys up.
So in that case, when a player's, he's just so excited to get towards that goal line, just
Sir.
stop, reset the ball. You know you've got guys behind you. You're a meter out. Sometimes the
Okay.
You know, it's just an inch away, and then you make that second
No!
jerk on the second movement, and that's what takes you away.
penalty. Now Ontario with numbers out left. Can they use it? McRogers, good option as there's no winger back. Now we've got a foot race for it. And now it's booted off the Ontario player, then off the BC player.
Hey, relax.
A little bit of chit-chat back and forth between Palage and the fullback, Cody Keller. And they're just sort of saying, what, is that all you got? And he's going, no, it certainly isn't all I have. And I guess they'll
being
continue
boys.
that conversation
Keep 'em calm,
soon.
Maddie, keep 'em calm.
Scoreline
What's the front
17
five,
to
Jeff?
nothing, or 17 to 10, Ontario over BC.
Tip.
As that ball looked to have been knocked on by
Tipped
BC
off
in the
White
lineup.
first.
Now McRogers.
Have a
High.
no-look pass there, but
Send it
Looping
over!
pass, but it worked out for him. Booted now by the Ontario winger. Now Kelleher gets an opportunity, and he beats one player going around the outside.
Conan, do we have an elbow there?
seems like both teams have an opportunity
Okay, no, I
anytime
can't
they
hear you.
touch the ball that they can strike from deep.
Good box kick by the scrum half, and a great bounce as it goes
Thanks.
deep into Ontario territory.
Oh, and that was probably the
Over
wrong
there.
choice. That was the wrong choice with 3 cover defenders from BC really coming up quickly on Josh Giles-Ince, and it forces the forward, was a forward pass and then the knock on to Palage. And so now they've got to deal with the issue of a line out
No, I don't
here.
think it was knocked forward.
BC with the
it
throw
was
in
knocked
just
forward?
outside the 22-meter line.
25 minutes gone in this first
Come in.
half, so
Thanks.
just a few minutes left on the
Same line.
clock.
Thank
BC
you.
1 looking to
Yeah, I just asked about.
equal the score.
So I think they're going to take the forward pass that occurred, because
Did
really
BC
that was the first issue rather than getting it thrown into touch.
Guys, to keep elbows down a little. Thanks. Have a look at the blinds.
Yes, 9.
What? Sorry. Sorry. Not sure about blinds. Crouch. Touch. Set. Wait here.
BC out to the
Forward there.
fly half, but that ball was lost immediately.
Knocked on.
See how quick the flanker Rutan was up on that fly
No,
half.
just knocked on.
And
Just
I think
knocked
that
on.
was part of the problem for Brennan Provost, is that he was getting ready to
Just on the
secure
first
that
one.
ball, and he saw the missile that is Rutan coming at him and thought, oh boy, I better get ready for a bit of a licking here.
Okay, let's really make sure we're ready. For the
Good on
engagement,
Rutan. He was able to pull up. If he had made full contact, that
Crouch.
would have been a devastating tackle, I think.
Touch. Set.
Ontario now looking to get out of their own end.
Wait there. Wait there. Wait.
Pop back inside. Good run there by
Nine
the inside
right!
center.
Moving back. First
Yee.
free word. Anything else? Play. Play.
Ball's bobbled, went backwards, play moves on.
Yeah, just be.
Time is off.
Caller's whipping a player to wrap. Just be careful, okay?
Referee
Just I
speaking
heard
with
it.
one of the BC2 players. So an opportunity now for Ontario to gain some ground.
Just pulling the maul down is technically the call there. That's a great touch finder. And just a couple minutes left here. Ontario would like to make this a 2-score game right now, with just 7 points on the board. Even if they could come away with a penalty just before halftime, that would give them a bit of a buffer.
I think we're setting ourselves up for a great second half.
Oh, great take
Ontario.
again by Arnsby.
Forward there.
And that ball is knocked on. Good pressure by BC in the
Forward there.
centers.
White scrum.
That's what happens when you let the forwards out in the centers. Colton Bates trying to get his hands on that, and it
Say
went
again?
thump. But no, it's great to have those extra attackers in the back line just to give you some options.
We got a minute and a half. Gentlemen, on the line. Hold it till the lineout's over. Thanks. Okay.
So surprisingly, the Ontario fullback
Crouch.
not really setting up for a deep
Touch.
probing kick, but it looks like BC looking to maybe launch this ball.
Picked up by the number 8. Good tackle by one of the Ontario players.
Love a foot. Play backwards. It's fine. Back.
Ball bounces backwards, but play moves on.
Mo White.
Ontario is tackling hard
Hey.
here.
Back here.
The fans asking for the offside,
Got in.
not coming.
Good boot there by the BC number 10. High up in the air, taken well by the Ontario players. He's got a bit of speed down the right wing. Does he keep going?
Not held. Away,
Good
forward,
run.
White.
I think that's
No
Griffin
hit.
Webster. Oh, sorry, that's Griffin Webster for
Team
Ontario.
diving him. Whoa. Back.
And Ontario with the quick tap as he trying to bowl head first.
Oh, and let's listen what she'll have to say here.
Just relax. Sorry, Captain. Ross? Hi, thanks. We've not 10, and we have another player who's grabbing another player by the head. I'd like this to be the last time we have to talk. Yes. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. Not 10, on the head, no more. Let's get it done right, okay?
Hey, form tackles, no on the.
Stern talking to there by the referee.
I wonder if Lozada has ever
10?
been a teacher. I mean, holy smokes, a principal more like it. But Rattan heads up play, and he really lunged himself at those players knowing he was inside that 10-meter zone and kind of drew the penalty, as it were.
McRogers going himself about 15 meters out now. Has BC won this? Yep, BC picks up the ball and spinning it out now. Good double tackle.
Keep in mind, these kids still have to play again tomorrow. They are pounding each other.
Hands on two!
BC now
Got in.
getting it out. Chipped over the top by the fly half. Good kick if this gets out of bounds, and yes it does. That's a great kick there.
College thinking quick, but halftime will prevent him from doing that. And folks, what a super game of rugby.
Don't dive
And
in.
Ontario will go into the break with a 17-10 lead. But do not even think for a moment that BC is done here, because they've got lots of powerful weapons, and they're going to try and get back in this game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more action in just a few minutes. You're watching National Festival Rugby from Vancouver, BC.
Rose, I'm going.
More in a moment.
There. I'm coming in. We got 5 minutes. You can ask. Sure.
Our guys are asking, and I'm not sure, and I asked
Yeah,
her
just
if
ask
she's not
quickly.
sure. Lineouts,
Yeah?
when they're moving in the lineouts, inside or outside?
Well, they have to be within a meter. Like, I'd like them not to leave the line. What do you mean inside or outside? Do you mean like in the line out here? Yeah, they can shuffle.
Either side? Through the,
Do you feel like you're being
through the
impeded?
tunnel?
Do you feel like you're being impeded? I've got a pretty wide gap.
I know, I'm
Yeah, I don't
certain
care
this-
if I get a wide gap. If they were rubbing shoulders, I'd care.
Okay.
They're not impeding what anybody else is wanting to do, I don't think. If you think so, maybe I'll make it a little wider.
I'm going to check my law.
Okay. No, I think I see, but I'm not going to call anything if I'm impeding anybody. I'll ask them to go to the outside. Does that work for you? That works for you, probably. Hey, thanks. Stop. Yeah, sure.
Well, they were straight, which was
This is under 16s. I'm not looking for
barely
arrows
straight.
up there.
But the problem that happened first, they were up. They were up.
Let him play.
It was a free kick against them
if I wanted to call it.
Yeah, if it was anything, it was gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. Because I said get down. I saw it wasn't quite straight, but that's exactly. I'm getting a non-call. It's a non-call. Didn't- oh.
I don't think it specifies in the law book whether or not you have to run.
I don't care as long as they're not bumping someone's shoulder so that he can't move.
Or if he's, or either don't cross
Yeah.
line of touch, and he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I think material is what it comes down to. Okay, so we had a not 10, a little collar tackle. Yeah, so there can't be any more of that from BC or they go bye-bye for a while.
I thought you were going to give one there.
Well, could have.
That's what the game is, though.
I think it got, we had a little chance. Hands.
Jeez, guys.
Keep your heart rate up,
Ease
man.
Ease up. I need 5 minutes for
The one with the banana. Yeah, no, let her be. Even though sometimes I'm sure it was a little quick on the horn. That the number 10 offside backs Ontario.
Back with live action here.
Early, they Karen.
Back with live action here to start this second half. Brian Kelly will be back in just a moment as we have Ontario and British Columbia here. Ontario with the 17-10 lead.
Good Ross.
So back underway with a high restart coming from BC. Taken well there by the number 3 from Ontario. That's Maltman. Great hands there by one of the Ontario backs.
Hands on 22! Away,
I'm
Red!
thinking this game is going to be settled by less than 7 points.
hands.
Oh yeah, it's a run and gun shootout
there.
for sure.
Right there.
BC now with a penalty. Smart move to just kick it into touch. Now we'll have a line out.
Matt, I need a tackled player. Move away.
Managed to
We talked about that before.
lose my
And then-
lineup, but that's all right. We'll make it up as we go along. Not that we make
Just
anything
rough,
up,
okay?
folks. It's all carefully considered research.
Backs off.
Looks like the BC U18 team on the far side in the blue shirts cheering on their guys. And now good
From the back
push
20.
here from the forwards from BC. Just got roller skates on as they march down.
Try
And
again.
the ball is scored by BC. What a fantastic
Easy,
line out and push
easy.
by the BC 2 players. Wow, what a good show of strength.
So with the conversion to come, it could be a tie game here.
So just like that, BC.
It was a very organized rolling maul there by the BC forwards, and Ontario just didn't commit the numbers to it. They had the numbers, but probably not in the right position. They needed to dig their feet in and put the brakes on, and they just couldn't manage it.
So just a little note, guys, for
So
on
a difficult
mauls.
conversion
thought
attempt
is
coming from the far
If I'm on the
sideline.
attacking side, I should be a little bit deeper, and then you guys be a little bit deeper as well to see anybody coming from the sides or pulling down. I think that was good though. Thanks.
15-7 now. Boy, I just don't know about the kicking going on there on the BC side. Just not getting the height on it, and they may have to make a change because in a game this tight, those 2 points are just vital.
17-15 now. Ontario
Just make sure the
ahead of BC. Still lots of time left in this second half. 27 minutes
keep
or
an eye on
so.
Trevor for this in the air stuff. Nobody getting taken out, okay?
Mick Rogers telling his guys to stay back. He doesn't want them in front of the
So you
kick.
got a number if it does.
With the restart coming now. Taken well, popped by one of the forwards, now out wide.
Bit of a sevens approach here now.
Good run here by BC, getting up past the 50.
Hands up! Easy now, easy now, easy now, 22.
One of the forwards just diving
Back here.
ahead.
Hands, Rodney!
Ontario. Referee says
First.
play on.
It's okay, off a foot. Back foot, hold
In
there.
front of our position,
Back
you can hear
foot!
the bodies thumping now. And the flanker for BC, Ryan Gray, in some discomfort as
Easy,
play
have a look
goes
behind me,
on.
Trev.
Kicked up over the
Have a look
top.
behind me, Trev. Color.
Now, ball on the far touchline.
So Gray is receiving
Stop.
some treatment. Let's listen to Lozada.
Time is off. Hold here. So I go back in a second. Words I'm not.
So unfortunately, her microphone cutting in and out a little bit. Now Gray getting up and receiving a nice round of applause. And we have the assistant referee on this side with the flag out. And there may be more to be said about what's going on here. Let's listen in again. If the microphone will work.
He was holding Red down, and Red was reacting, trying to get his hand off his shirt. They got up together.
Yeah, I saw a little
thought it
niggle
was-
after that.
I
Was
thought
there
it
any
okay,
big blows or
White
no?
was like 5, Red comes in for retaliation.
Okay.
Ran in, threw a punch.
Oh, okay, easy with the
didn't
single,
connect,
easy with the hand marks.
ran it. Didn't
So who do we got throwing a punch and not connecting?
Red 5 retaliation.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that here. Does it warrant a yellow card? I don't,
No.
okay, so we'll
Play
go.
on.
Original penalty here. Thanks. I couldn't pick up what color you had.
So maybe a yellow card
Captains
situation
and red 5.
from
Just on in front of you, about 10 in, 15 in. Okay. So you see you're aware. Okay, after the play here, we had 2 players on the ground, holding each other, one was holding down a little push to get off. This player here comes in after the fact, swings and misses. We're gonna go hard penalty here. You need to control yourself. You can't come in after the play and involve yourself in things that don't concern you, okay? No, listen, it doesn't matter. You can't retaliate. Thanks, okay? You just can't come in and you can't throw punches. So we're gonna hard penalty here. Be very careful. Over there, we had a number 5 high tackle on your team. We can't have this. If this hadn't happened before, that man would be gone. Okay, be very careful. Then the team's back.
so
So
no
I just-
cards
they didn't
being
have much
handed
color
out,
the
but it
foul
was
play
like,
was, that's why I
listening
played
to an
on until I
episode
could
of
tell
Judge
what color
Judy,
it
you
was.
know?
It's
She's
against red.
balancing up
Penalty
all
here,
the
4
evidence
white.
and telling people why they're going home disappointed.
Captain, Captain. Yeah, thanks.
So it looks like we'll have a BC
Right here.
ball
Number 5 after the play.
coming from the original penalty, I believe, to number 5
After the play.
for
Here it is.
Ontario.
So
5
BC with a
white.
great
Where's
chance
my
here
5
because
white?
their lineout's been clicking just like Ontario's. Both set pieces very strong, but it's going to be a possible another situation where that rolling maul scored the try to start the second half. This is a
Yeah, just a
great
sec,
spot
just a
for
second, I'm gonna get
BC
gap, okay?
to get a big shove on off this lineout.
Some
Yeah,
big
hold on,
forwards
just
for
hold on for a
BC,
sec.
number
Just
3,
keep
number
it going
5,
high,
as you
okay?
can
Too high
see
tackle over there.
on your
Okay.
screen.
A little bit bigger gap, Red.
They just,
Red,
the
thanks.
engine room just powering
in.
it over the line.
Yeah, Darroway, Colton Darroway,
Going
number
goal
5
after.
there. He's probably a 6'3" and a whole
Off
bunch of
Red!
kilos.
There it's over!
BC popping it out now.
Look at Darroway racing like a back row flanker to get in as the extra attacker.
Going back left to the forwards,
Hit!
to the big boys as they
Have a look behind
rumble on.
Have a
Another pick
look
and go
behind me.
coming from the BC forwards, about 5 meters out now.
More white, no
Ontario holding it
20!
up. BC has to get
20
it down,
out.
or else
8 back!
Tan for Ontario doing everything he can to bring that down.
That's once. Okay. 20 from the back, from
It's
the
gone to
back.
ground. What's BC going to do next?
Hold 6.
1 meter out.
Spinning it out. That ball
Play!
is picked up. No knock on.
Use it. That's fine. It was out.
Around the outside, they've got the numbers. Can they use it? I believe that's Kelleher. He gets taken down about 3 meters out.
Fantastic tackling by Ontario here.
And on
This
the
should be a
outside,
try.
they've got numbers. It could be a try. Number 22, he gets
Away,
taken. Could be inches away from both the touch line and the try line. Just powering it over, trying to
Forward
get that
there.
ball down. Can they do it? But no, it
Lost
looks to have
forward.
been.
It's stolen at the line, was it?
It looks to have been knocked on by BC.
Right
So
here.
we'll have a scrum 5 for Ontario. They
have a number that was
avoid getting
here behind?
scored on.
So look at
16 white through it.
that tells you a lot of intent as you see number
Need to be
5 and number
careful.
2 for BC now just getting to the scrum, that they want to have those extra big men in the attack out in the back line and have a mismatch with those Ontario backs, because it took them about 20 seconds to get back from there. They were out that wide. Ontario's going to see what's going on here.
Okay.
I think Lozada is just beyond our range there, out to the corner. So this is going to be a real important clearance kick here for Ontario. Basically the backs, specifically McRogers, almost has his heels to the back of the in-goal area.
Hey, 7, go back! 7, stop!
by
7
Yee.
white! Touched!
Rogers with a good boot. Picked up well by the winger for BC as he runs into one of the players.
Carl Smith
Hands
on the
up!
line for BC.
BC now have numbers. Ball behind the back.
Back!
Not picked up clean.
Ontario soaking up all that BC pressure and now
Yeah,
driving
forward
BC
first,
back
right here.
some 20 meters there.
Yeah, forward
so,
here.
Great job by the red team to go from their own goal line, and now they've got some breathing space.
I can't, it's not really coming through
Knock-on
your
was
thing.
called against BC. I think that was against
It's like
Kelleher.
really on and off static. It's okay if I say something to you, just look at me and give it. Thanks.
Ref, can you watch them
Okay, do you
lifting up in the
understand?
scrum?
Just a touch, not a punch.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. Ref.
And can you watch
Some lifting up.
Yeah, they're driving pretty good here. Get a meter and a half and then. Okay. Straight, guys. Okay. Not up.
So that's Colton Bates being told no
Set.
in certain terms to knock it off. Wish Karen could come to my house and talk to my kids.
Now McRogers.
Hands out!
He gets taken down.
Get away, red on the
BC
deck!
wants to steal this
It's
ball.
fine, it was out.
And I think they have. Now they've
Leave
got
it!
numbers out right. Can they use it? Good run by the number 12. About 2 meters out and still going.
Out, hands!
BC has just been part of this
Go back, red!
down in
Red, go
Ontario's
back!
territory the entire time. Can they touch the ball down?
Stop, time off, time off. Just stop.
Good job, James.
Consultation time.
I don't have. I'm white.
So he did not have clear sight of the ball being touched over the line, so we'll have a scrum down to BC now.
Yeah, say
I'll tell
with
you,
me.
Ontario's been very adept at getting body parts
Nothing
and
after
just
the
keeping
ball,
that
okay?
ball up
After
off the
just
ground
began
in
my-
a goal line
That's it.
situation.
I'm
And that's
honestly,
why
third.
It's not point
every
to
time we've seen BC repelled where it should have been a try, but
Something
those
after the play.
forwards just doing the job and turning the BC player and making the try not happen.
So about
Okay,
12
thanks.
minutes gone in this
Coach!
second half. Score still
Touch!
17-15
Set!
for Ontario.
That missed conversion looming large for BC.
Now, sloppy pass
Heads
on
up,
the
Red!
inside.
Hands.
It's
Right
hard
there.
to see her where she is underneath all those tall players. Is now rumbling over BC. And the try is scored. That was Kyle Joe, I believe, the hooker for BC. And BC retaking the lead here. So we've got an exciting second half as the hometown boys are just taking over this second half, scoring 2 tries.
20-17 with the conversion to come. So, you know, just thinking about the last conversion attempt, if he doesn't slot this one, then it'll be a penalty to tie versus having to score another try for Ontario if the conversion goes across.
Do you guys both have about 10 minutes played in the second half?
Some pretty big games coming up for Rugby Canada, August 17th, a week today. Charleston, South Carolina is the first game
but I was
of
stopping
the
mine.
Rugby
Did you
World
stop yours
Cup
at all?
qualifiers for Canada's men's
Sorry,
15s
just
team
cut out there.
down in Charleston,
Okay, so
South
we're gonna go
Carolina.
with
Then they
yours.
return home August 24th at BMO Field. The
I'm
winner of those 2
That's what I-
games will advance to the 2015 World Cup as North America's #1 seed. So if you're in the Ontario or GTA on the 24th, make sure you get to BMO Field.
4 o'clock start on that one, so you can get all your gardening and shopping and everything done and still make the game.
As we have the conversion attempt, it's up. And it is good. Successful kicking there by Thine,
That's Brennan Provost, I think.
or pardon me, Provost.
Matt, we really got to clean things up. After the rucks are over,
did
we
they
don't need
switch
any
up kickers? Did you see
extracurricular
different
activities
number?
happening, okay? Clean up the extra stuff.
Way to leave you hanging.
We've played 12 and a half minutes.
Sure hope you enjoy humidity, because Charleston's going to have buckets of it for you.
I'm looking forward to it. Now Ontario trying to get on the front foot. Taken well there by the player on the far side. It was uncontested.
Hands out
Nobody
wide!
from BC even wanted
Stay
to
back
touch
foot.
it.
No, one step. One.
So
Offside.
we have an offside
Keep moving.
called against BC. Now Ontario with an opportunity. Good run there by that player. As that was a bit of a dangerous tackle by the BC number 21.
Lift the player on the ground, drop him. Go.
So a yellow card to
Just wait.
Andrew
Just wait.
Hensley.
Hensleet. So that could be costly for this BC team as they
We weren't
as they've
10,
retaken
then we had to
the
lift
lead.
the player here.
But as the rule stands, if you pick a player up, you must return him safely back down to the ground.
Now, what
Away!
I'm really surprised
Get out,
Ontario
White,
didn't
get
take the
out!
points there. That much time left in the game.
Go
You know,
back.
get yourself to 22-20.
Now, the number 2 for Ontario can't be too far away now as they look to tie this game up. Just shy, good tackle by the BC player. As the
On
ball
white advantage.
was knocked on, I believe.
Maybe not picked up.
Advantage red, off
Says
white.
play on, but no, it was,
Stay back foot.
I believe, saying knocked on by BC.
Yeah, it could have been a blue hand that got there.
Yeah, so now the number 10 for Ontario diving over the line. Is it enough?
Time.
Let's have
Time
a
off.
listen.
And it looks like the referee will
You're good.
try is awarded, so Ontario,
McRogers.
McRogers with a great try as he
over the line.
decides to just
See if
go
there's a hand
himself
under
and
it.
runs up the line with good pace. And now the game is tied 22-all with the conversion coming, so let's see if he can get the extra 2 points on his score.
You know, I got to say, this is one of the
Really
best
smart.
games I've
Thanks.
seen all week here on Field 1. It's just back and forth and very skilled players, lots of pace. Owen Rattan, the flanker for the Ontario team, just throws himself into that line. And he's such a leader, even though, actually, I believe he's the captain. And those guys follow him anywhere. That big head of hair just flopping into the line and just smashing bodies. And I think that's really been a lot of the Ontario comeback here. Big conversion kick here for McRogers. He's taking his time. I think he realizes how big this kick is. Give his team the lead if he gets it.
Definitely hits it well, but nope. That was
Not
I
at
think
a
it went-
22.
So 22-22, Ontario won against BC 2.
13
Reel the
minutes
guys in a
left
little
in
bit.
this game, and we've had so many lead changes. Don't
Play.
think that this is going to end in a draw because these two teams have got too much offensive firepower.
High restart coming from BC. Coming up for it. Now with BC ball, taking it up. Kyle Joe hasn't scored a try today.
No hand, 5!
Now going back to the blind side. Taking in now.
Hands out, red!
Jake Tap.
Hands out, 6! Unplayable here. I'm gonna go white scrum. 7. Try way quickly. Oh, sorry. Just come here. Unplayable.
So the
Guys,
ball was
that could-
unplayable. So
No
we
bother
will
putting
reset
hands in.
here. We are at the 22. BC ball.
Might have
Not
to
too
bring that
loose.
scrum in a meter or two. They're a little too close to the line here.
That was the
Not a
center.
lot of
wasn't it? He wasn't
operating room.
near-
Don't think they're
He
going to
wasn't
go
one
blind.
No,
The guy
no.
wasn't a forward.
That's a pretty narrow channel to be trying to run. Oh,
You happy there,
He's
Trevor?
pretty nimble though, so he could get his
Ready,
hands
9
on that ball somehow.
Crouch. Touch. Set. Yes. Wait there, red nut.
Ontario's done
red!
well to wheel that. I don't think BC wanted that going that way.
Good job by the scrum half of BC to get it out. Now just a
Forward there.
bobble there by one of the centers.
Relax.
Not what
Red
they were
scrum.
looking for.
7.
This is where,
Nothing
BC
after.
captain
Ball's
probably
away
needs
to
to
leave
just
it.
calm his guys down and say, hey, listen, don't try and grip the ball so hard. Let's do what we've been
Yeah,
doing
don't
all
hit the
game
scrum
long.
half
But
after he's passed the
this
ball.
tie is looming large on both teams. I
Anyone for
think,
that
and,
matter.
everyone wants to be the
Okay.
hero that's going to make the tie go
done.
away.
Really good opportunities for these young
That's why I'm
players
here.
to play in
9.
difficult
9. When I
situations.
say
You know,
yeah, I'm
we're
happy
at
with
the
the
tie
blinds.
game.
Square, okay? Hips in.
10 minutes left on the clock. This is
Crouch.
really
Hands
the
up.
best players come to the
Touch.
come to the surface.
Set.
And this is where Canada
Yep.
assessors really learn a lot, too, about these players.
Hold there, right.
Rugby
Wait,
Canada's
9.
high-performance
9, wait.
staff has
Wait.
been
Wait. Go back.
around all day today.
Okay, run
Jim
it.
Delaney, head coach of the Canada Under-18 system. As that ball's kicked over
Ball.
in the 50. Good tackle by the Ontario player. It goes out of bounds. That was a good turn of events for Ontario as that ball's marched all the way down inside BC's
The
40.
dust bowl here.
And I think that was Puawi Chinoda, and he just came flying down and made a huge tackle, and I don't think the BC player even knew he was coming. He's just an unexpected visitor.
Ball over the top now. Picked up by Ontario, but then stolen by one of the BC players. Spun out wide now. And gone to the boot with a high kick up into Ontario territory. That ball should have been left by the number 13, but knocked out of bounds. That was Ince.
And he is just crucifying himself for touching that ball
Just have a look if
because now
wingers look like
BC
they're
will
going to
have
head,
the
just ask them
throw-in.
to stop. I think they're like right on the edge. Okay. Okay, keep that gap. Keep the gap. Don't jump before the ball's thrown.
Line out throw in coming from Tap.
Go back! Go
Great lineup
back!
by BC as they just try and
back.
march it back down the field like they scored
No,
the try
right!
earlier in the
Mid
half.
back!
Spun out by the scrum half.
Again.
The inside center. He tries to make a break, and he pops it out wide. They've got numbers. Now they get it to the number 14. He gets taken down hard.
Down 14!
Puento.
Good. So a penalty awarded to BC. So remember
First,
folks, we
gotta
tied
roll.
22 all here.
Yeah. Gotta roll. Wait. No, he didn't.
Just a reminder, folks, that BC still
hear
has a
you.
player in the sin bin.
Who?
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
Playing short-handed and on the front foot, they've done quite well I got to say his time in jail's got to be nearly up.
Second,
'Cause
make sure the guy's
that was
in.
a while ago.
Just hold a second.
Oh, hey, do they have a player in the bin now that I'm thinking about it?
One.
I mean, there's a player sitting in the
you're
sin
fine.
bin area, but
I believe they do.
oh, that was for the
Stay down.
not returning the player down to the ground.
Back off, Red. Off a foot there.
Now BC looking to take the lead here, about 5 or 6
More
minutes
whites!
out from the try line.
There's a maul brought in by White, not
Now,
produced.
we have
Red
scrum
scrum.
awarded. No, pardon me, knocked on. Trying to see on the other side
Scrum
of the
here,
field.
red.
The ball was knocked on. Ontario ball.
Don't forget, folks, next up we have Alberta and BC 1 in the final contest of the afternoon on Field 1 before we take a break and get ready for the big CRC game this evening. And so that'll be another dandy contest, getting to see BC 1 in full flight against a very quality Alberta side. There's a lot of big guys in that Alberta team. And so that'll be another one. This has been a treat to watch, and I think that other game will be too. Another cup round robin game.
Good push by BC. Ontario's got to secure the ball, and they do. Now McRogers, that kick is blocked and just dropped down. So we'll see what
Touchdown.
happens here.
White.
So we're gonna have a scrum down on the 5 meter by BC, so that's a huge block.
Yeah, so
Red.
now that I
Touchdown.
recall, I think there's probably maybe a minute or two left in that BC send-off. Yellow card.
Let's go back to touching, not punching.
Speaking of send-off is a send-off, you don't come back, so the yellow card is a 10-minute situation. Temperature's really starting to cook now that the cloud cover is burning off here, and so players started off in cool conditions, but in the closing minutes they're going to really start feeling it.
Touch.
As we have the player from the sin bin about to come back on.
So I want you guys are going to be here. We get the ball.
Fourth official,
Sec.
Rose
Let's
Lebrecht,
get the binds first, okay?
communicating.
Get out of the way, we'll have the ball in. So it's very stable bind here, okay? She'll let me know. Let's go. Crouch. Touch. Set. Hold there, hold. That's good.
This is a big play of the game here. About 5 minutes left on the
Yep,
clock.
yep.
BC.
It's out.
That ball is out. Now, opportunity on the right-hand side. That ball squirts free. Who's going to jump on it?
Let him.
That'll be BC. Now picked up by Ontario. Do they get wrapped up out of bounds?
I think that was Rattan that got to that ball. We've been calling his name all afternoon long, and he managed to get a hold of it, but was immediately driven out.
They're gonna
But
be very careful 'cause
BC
on
would be disappointed. They were within a meter or two of the line, and now they'll be back to at least even strength now, and that will help things out for sure.
So less than 5 minutes to go. Tie game here,
Back, still
22
out.
all. Next score wins, I think. Line out
Leave
one
him
by
now.
BC. Scrum half takes the hit to make the play, spinning it out. Now the fullback, he gets taken down hard, and another knock on by BC.
Relax.
These two teams just exchanging knock-ons.
And other things is Rattan is thrown back hard from a BC shove, and there is a lot of emotion out there now as the clock is evaporating. This game can end in a draw. It'll make for some tough math maybe tomorrow when they're trying to figure out who wins this whole thing, but what an exciting game it's been so far. But I wonder if
Wait,
BC has got anyone that can do a drop goal, because if they get a little bit closer, put someone back in the pocket and maybe slip one across. But again, Ontario's going to watch not giving away a penalty too in this situation.
And BC penalized at the scrum. So now Ontario, that
Back.
ball is dropped, but play moves on.
Get out.
Ontario, good run there by the front row player. Now BC have won that ball, and a penalty awarded to BC, so we'll see if they go for points. As some rough stuff happening after the whistle.
This man really obstructed some.
So what a huge play.
11, or no, that's
settle it
one
down. We can't
for
do that.
BC going off
Back in
Keaton
here.
Armstrong. So in the closing minutes of this game, that is some tough stuff to have to absorb.
So there would have been a penalty awarded
We had
to
a penalty,
BC,
it's
but the rough
reversed.
stuff afterwards.
Structure.
Now the ball is awarded to Ontario, so we'll see what happens. We've got about 2 minutes left on the clock. It's a big turn of events.
No, back in. Yep. You just came in.
So we will have an Ontario line out now, just north of their 40-meter line. Ball sloppy now, picked up by the scrum half and knocked on. An opportunity now for BC, playing with the advantage just inside the 22. BC, good run there, but wrapped up by the Ontario players. And now a penalty awarded to BC, so we'll see if they go for points.
They have to go for points.
Yeah.
You can see the indication.
So,
Number 8, Ross Mazichuk, putting his arms together. Come on, let's go for goal here. Now, goal kicking has not been the strength of BC so far. A couple of misconversions at goal, but this is the first penalty attempt, and it's plausible, a lot more plausible than some of those tough conversion attempts that he had to make earlier.
huge penalty coming now. So it is missed.
Wow.
And Ontario trying to run it out, but they placed the ball down.
Touchdown.
So
He ran it. White. No. He ran it like he was playing it. He did not. He has to touch it down immediately.
Oh, interesting. So
He has to play
it's
it
going to be a
immediately, not
scrum
run out like
5
he's
as
running
opposed. I didn't realize that if your intent was to just touch it down. I think there's some confusion here. So a lot of folks expecting a 22-meter dropout.
Get the binds right
But
away.
Lozada
Coach.
saying you were trying to run that ball out, so
Touch.
your
Set.
intent was not to touch it down. So now it's a 5-meter scrum, and
I see.
yeah, I got to say, I don't know.
Again. We gotta get our
We'll have
binds
to
again.
check. I mean, she
neither of
knows
us
her
are
stuff.
referees,
Yeah.
so
I'm gonna be here. Guys, we'll get the binds first. No. It's okay. No worries, guys. Just
Hit him hard, Al.
I'm gonna make sure we get the binds before the ball comes in. Okay?
Come under.
Yeah, you're gonna go under. Thanks.
Keep on doing what you're doing, bud.
Crouch.
big chance
Touch.
for British Columbia.
Set. Second area.
British Columbia 2. Game hanging in the balance on the scrum likely.
now the number 8 taking it in hard. Good tackle by Rattan.
Reduced. Yep.
BC popping it out. Show and go.
6
Doesn't
right
go
away, no
quite
hands,
the way he
dude.
wanted it to. We've got to be close to next whistle is the end of the game. Tied 22-all. BC popping it out. Good tackle by Rattan. This kid's all over the place.
Hands out, red.
Numerous warnings from Lozada about hands in.
An opportunity now. BC
3.
about 4 meters out.
Superb defense
Get out,
by
right.
Ontario.
Good counter rucking, but BC picking it up, just diving.
Nope. You brought it forward.
No, so the
No,
referee
there's a
calling
penalty.
it.
Everyone thinks a try's been scored. Oh, and BC players hugely disappointed, and the fans just realizing
No time,
a try
no
hasn't been
time.
scored. Her hand went up, but it was for the penalty,
So
not for the try.
Ontario is electing to run it out when there's no time left on the clock. So
Why wouldn't they have just kicked out and touched? They're leaving themselves open for trouble here.
So the play moves on. We're on the final whistle here.
okay,
So
yeah.
BC just needs to play, keep the ball in
One,
action.
don't trip.
Keller
One, don't
doing
trip.
well at the
Come on,
fullback
come on.
spot coming through for BC.
Trip.
And the next stoppage will end this game, I think,
Move away, Red.
unless it's a penalty.
Good contest.
Picked up by BC now, so we have another opportunity. And the number 2, does he have enough?
Joe Kyle.
Yes, he does, and he scores.
At
so
the death.
BC with the final play win. Exciting stuff. As the home crowd showing their enthusiasm here. Final play of this half. And
Joe Kyle, the hero, the hooker, coming out from inside a crowd, spinning out of a couple of potential tackles, and then making a lunge for the line. And the Ontario players are physically gutted and just cannot believe that after all the times they kept BC out, that this is how this game is going to end. And, bravely played game by both sides here.
So just a word to the wise, if you're on the final play and you're on your 5
Yep.
meter,
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
probably a good idea to kick it out of
No.
bounds and,
That's full time.
take the,
Tactical error for sure there. I think
That's
they
full
maybe
time.
didn't understand how much time was left.
these are 16-year-old boys, and, they're trying to get as much game time as possible, and that's why they're here.
An Ontario player receiving treatment, and I don't think it'll figure into anything because Lozada will be blowing the final whistle after this kick from Milithine.
And the conversion attempt is good. So there you have it, the final play. BC 2 has defeated Ontario 1,
Hard one, man.
29-22.
See the happy fans in the
I tried
stands
to let
here
him
at
play there.
Gerald McGavin
One
Pavilion. And yeah, a bit of a conversation going on between the referees about things, but great big round of applause here. And what a superbly played game by these two under 16 teams. I mean, they played like the under 18 counterparts that are also here. And another great game to come in the cup round. But congratulations to both teams, and obviously hard luck for Ontario, but BC has come away with the win. So we'll stop the stream now for a minute and reset for the next game. Next game coming up is at 2:15, BC 1 versus Alberta. And remember, you just have to refresh your browser on the nationalrugbyfestival.com page where you're watching the stream. We'll have the new video player loaded in there in just a few minutes. So for Brian Kelly, I'm Doug Cross. We'll be back with more rugby action from Vancouver in just a few minutes.